like my fingers.
Family Feud Fast Money Mix Edition.
Woo!
Woo! Okay, player one. Your question is, what is the age of onset or ways to test for Down syndrome? 60 seconds on the clock.
All right. So the first thing would be they can test for it during pregnancy. I'm pretty sure there's a couple different ways that that can happen. One of those, I think, would be called like a prenatal screening, which would show an increased likelihood of Down syndrome, but it wouldn't actually determine it. They would have to do, I believe, what's called a prenatal diagnostic, which is a little bit more risky to the fetus, but it can determine for sure whether or not the fetus will have Down syndrome. And then the third way, I know there's a third way during pregnancy, but I think it's like a woman who is considered at risk, which would be someone who's at an older age. They can have what's called like a chromosomal blood test done, and because she carries the fetus's DNA, I went too long.
Oh, tell me more. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm very interested.
Okay, so the fetus's DNA is in the pregnant woman's body, so they can test to see if it has an extra chromosome 21. And then after the baby's born, they can diagnose it based initially on like physical signs of Down syndrome. So yeah.
Awesome. Good job. Fast money round.
Woo!
Good job, player one. Player two to the fast money round.
Woo!
Your question is, what are the causes of Down syndrome? 60 seconds on the board.
Okay, so one thing I know is that it is considered a genetic disorder. So that means there's an extra chromosome. This is referred to as trisomy 21, I believe. And this is when there's an extra copy of chromosome 21. Another thing that plays a factor is if a mother gets pregnant at an older age. Also, in certain situations, the number of children she has may play an effect of whether or not her baby will be born with Down syndrome. Sometimes if she already has 3 kids and she has a 4th kid, that child has a more likely chance of having Down syndrome. Another thing is translocation. This is when only one part of chromosome 21 is present in the triplicate, and chromosome 21 attaches itself to another chromosome. And the last one is non-disjunction. This is when the chromosomes fail to separate properly during meiosis.
Awesome job, player two.
Thank you.
Woo! I found out some very interesting facts from you. Awesome.
Player 3 to Family Feud Fast Money Round.
Woo!
All right, are you ready to begin?
I am ready to begin.
All right, your question is, what type of assistive technology is used for people with Down syndrome? 60 seconds on the clock.
If you write numbers or letters in Play-Doh or shaving cream, it can give people tactile experiences, so that's really good. Let me think what else. Oh, smart boards. They can move objects with their fingers and draw lines to connect sounds with words and so many more things. It's so good for adapting fine motor control.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Let me think what else. A slanted desk is good for people with Down syndrome because they can have underdeveloped wrist bone, so the slanted desks help them write a lot easier. So that's awesome. Let me think. Assistive technology. What else? A smart pen.
Ooh, what's a smart pen?
A smart pen records what the person writes or hears, and then it gets uploaded to their computer. So it's awesome. They don't even have to talk. It's great.
Wow.
Let's see. A custom keyboard.
Looks like we're out of time, but this has been so fascinating. Please tell me whatever else facts you have.
I would love to. So a custom keyboard, it uses dexterity limitations for people with Down syndrome. So yeah,
Cool.
Those are awesome. And also, I love assistive technology, guys. Another one is PFM Pro.
What's that?
And it's a listening system
Wow.
that allows speakers to voice directly to reach the user's ear. So that way, it blocks out background noises that are distracting, and all you hear is the speaker's voice.
Oh, wow.
So,
Very
yeah.
cool. Well, let's give a round of applause to player number 3. Woo! Thank you for playing.
Thank you. Player 4 to Family Feud Fast Money Mix Edition.
Woo!
You're going to have 60 seconds to answer the following question. 60 seconds on the clock. What are preventions for Down syndrome?
Overall, I think the cause of Down syndrome cannot be prevented because it's a genetic disorder caused by a cell division, but there are still ways that you can decrease the likelihood of having a child with Down syndrome. The biggest way to avoid is reproducing at an advanced age. So for mother, it's like 35 and over, and then father is 40 and older. You can also take folic acid supplements before and during pregnancy. So it also may help prevent neural tube defects, and you can also eat foods that are high in folic acid. So like dried beans, lentils, avocado, and dark green vegetables. And lastly, you can do pre-implementation genetic diagnosis, which is for couples that are at risk for genetic defects within the embryo. So it just serves to prevent certain genetic diseases or disorders from being passed on to the child.
Awesome timing. 60 seconds. Exactly. That was so fascinating. Okay. Should we do like an exit?
Oh.
Welcome to Family Feud Fast Money Mix Edition. Woo! Your question today is, what is the prevalence of Down syndrome and what are some interventions for it? You have 60 seconds on the clock. Good luck.
Prevalence for Down syndrome is 6,000 babies per year, or about 1 in 700. There are also 250,000 people total currently in the U.S. with Down syndrome, including children, adults, and teens. Other facts include the fact that these numbers have increased by 30% in recent years, and the probability of having a child with Down syndrome increases as the mother's age increases. For interventions, those would include things such as speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy.
Good job, Player 5. Woo! Thanks for playing!